Hello everybody, this is Gabriel. With the increased volatility of the corona crisis, we have really good futures markets for traders. There have been fantastic trade opportunities recently on different time frames. And I just wanted to share you some insights here, as well as a big winner I just brought home with a silver trade. So let's see what I'm talking about. In my last update, I've talked about the euro dollar, that there was a long-term trend change possible in the euro dollar. That was 2 weeks ago on the 15th of July, and I'll refer you to the link that I'm attaching. So this idea was based on the weekly chart. There was an S1 pattern failure, and a failure signal can be a very, very good counter trend signal too. So please go to the video and have a look at that, because I'm talking about a critical level that needs to be broken for the dollar to get weaker and weaker over the next couple of years. As well, in this video I'm referring to a gold trade I took, and that was widely discussed with the group of my master's students. It was a gold trade on the monthly chart, system 2 monthly, that triggered in June. So we took that in June 2019, and it delivered till today more than 40% return. So as I referred to in this video on the euro dollar, if there's a trend in change, well, precious metals will get on fire, and that's what we have just seen in the last 2 weeks. Gold was actually front running, right? So gold was performing really well since a year ago, so this was front running, whereas the dollar was still getting stronger. You know, there's this correlation, the typical correlation, that if the dollar gets weaker, commodities and especially precious metals, gold and silver, will do really well, will start a strong uptrend. And that's what we've seen in gold, in gold since a year, and in silver like more recently. There was a long pattern, well, this time on system 2, gold was on system 1, the gold pattern was on system 2, so system 1 weekly, end of March. So this is when the deepest point of the corona scare was over, and since this entry signal on the weekly chart, well, we're already up 80%. So that was a really nice, trading situation. I'm going to show you as well. The most recent trade on the 60-minute chart, long again here on silver, on system 1, that was taking on the 19th of July. So this trade, although it was taking on the 60-minute chart, was on for 9 days, and I've just closed it. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, with a more than a 13-hour gain. So the basis for this is basically the video, and I just recommend you to refer first to this video to get the logic and understanding why precious metals should get on fire and increase in a big way. So let's have a first look here at this weekly silver trade. So that's a corona scare dump, a huge sell-off that created a test bar. That's an excitable test bar, and this is the entry signal with the stop down here. I'm not going to get in more detailed here. The only thing is that this trade is still active, and now there was the opportunity actually to scale into this trade. So that's a pattern on a 60-minute chart within an overall a pattern that is still running and triggering nicely here. As we can see here, so these wick highs on the weekly chart, this offers a lot of swing potential. Taking a lower time frame trade, so 60-minute, you can actually ride the weekly chart, because these are stop run these are stop run levels. Let's have a quick look here at this 60 minutes. So this is the pattern, and this was the Friday evening close. So I didn't enter this trade on Friday evening because I don't want to be exposed to the weekend gap risk, right? But the futures market, they open on Sunday evening, Eastern time, and I took the trade on Monday morning with a limited, like with no gap risk anymore, and the stop is down here. So this is how it developed shortly thereafter. Well, this is what I call a stop run move, right? So these are the stop run levels that follow an excitable test bar. This red big bar is a test bar, a big red bar that excites everybody, right? It triggers fear actually for the longs, and this is the ideal position actually to go in the opposite direction within the overall trend. So we are obviously in an uptrend. We have here this excitable test bar as well that acts as a slingshot, right? It's a slingshot, and the energy gets released in the opposite direction, taking out this stop run level. So that's how a stop run move looks like. And this weekly bar, right, the stop run move bar, well, translates on the 60-minute obviously in a series of really nice green bars and a strong follow through. Now looking here at the weekly chart and zooming out here, so seeing more history, we can actually see that it's not only these two levels that are stop run levels, but there have been more, right? There have been two more that were triggered with this big weekly bar. So we have actually 4 stop run levels that have been triggered that produced this big bar that guarantees a big R multiple already, right? So there are additional stop run levels that are not triggered yet. And let's just see how this all continues. With such a big move, you actually want to protect your profits, right? And this is what I've been doing here. I don't like to take full profits. I want to be taken out by the market. So I like to trail and then get stopped out. Well, there's always the motivation after such a move to fully take profit, because you think, well, this cannot go further, right? But you never know. In the end, the market decides if it goes higher or if you're getting stopped out. Well, in this case here, the market actually, well, it consolidated and then it went even higher, which is kind of unbelievable if you're looking at this chart and at this price momentum. Well, at this point of time, I actually decided to transition this day trade that I originally took on the 60-minute chart, to transition it into a swing trade. So I was trailing my stop on one time frame higher. So you can see this is the original a 1 hour risk, and this is where my stop is trailed. Now if we zoom even further out on the weekly chart, well, we can see it's not only these early stop run levels, there have been even more, right? There have been in total 10 stop run levels. They're all nicely aligned, and this is the potential that can actually be seen on a higher time frame. And if you're taking obviously a trade on the lower time frame on a 60-minute, you have the potential here to reap these pockets of money that are representing themselves on the weekly chart. And in this case, well, it's a slim bar here, but this is a stop run move. It's a huge move that took out 10 of stop run levels on the weekly chart. There's actually one left up here that has not yet been triggered. Well, after a big run up, you can always expect a big sell-off. Well, that's what occurred here on the 28th, and I got stopped out, and that's great. It's a big R winner, bigger than 13R winner, well, I was basically trading a very low risk idea. Within another trade, I was already in on a monthly on a monthly chart. So that's a pattern within a pattern while running the stops of the weekly chart. Well, this is the monthly chart that you see, and again here we've got a big monthly bar. So I wanted to show you this because it really clearly shows you how you can identify well ahead the potential in the higher time frames. All these stop run levels were nicely aligned, and it was possible to see them, right? Whenever you see this, well, you see the potential there is. And if you get a low risk idea, like here, for example, on the 16 or even on the 15 or 5 minute, well, you have got this opportunity, right, to take a very low risk idea and actually trade a higher time frame and generate a big multiple while transitioning a day trade into a swing trade. So I was in this trade for 9 days. I held the position overnight. As you know, the futures markets, they basically trade 24 hours a day. And I was fine to keep my stop in the market while even while I was asleep. Well, apart from this video I did 2 weeks ago that I highly recommend you to watch, I recommend you as well to visit my my website, IntuFX.com. You get a lot of free content there. As well on the website, on the entry page, you can join my free Facebook blog, IntuFX, where I post trade ideas, including this one I talked about, as well as others. And you get free updates on futures, crypto, and forex. And you can as well join my free YouTube channel. Right? Thank you. Bye bye.